My dear friends, welcome to the fifth Sunday of the Ordinary Time. The readings are really very thoughtful. In the first reading, we hear the story of a people. The people are really depressed. The reason for their depression is they were in exile for many years, almost 7 decades together, they were in exile. Now, after they have come back, they're trying to build their city. They're trying to build their homes, but the work isn't progressing well. There's a lot of delay, and the people are still in suffering. So they're really worried. Are their days of suffering not ended? Are their days of suffering still going to prolong? And then God speaks through the prophet to ask the people to share, ask the people to feed the hungry, clothe the naked, to come forward and support those people who have nothing. Those people who have are meant to support those people who do not have. This will ease the suffering, and in such cases, your nights will be turned into day, and your gloomy days will be like the midday. The glory of the Lord will not fade, He will shine on you. This was the promise that God made through prophet Isaiah to the people of God. So today, when we read the gospel, Jesus says, "You are the light of the world. You are the salt of the earth." In fact, literally, what we are meant to do as Christians is to partake in the fellowship of our God, who shared His glory, who shared His wealth, who shared everything with us. And thereby, by becoming His children, let us share all that we have to our brothers and sisters who do not have. Well, there are a lot of interpretations on what is meant to be light and what is meant to be salt. In the Gospel, Jesus Himself says, "I am the light of the world." In the Gospel of John, we read that. And the same Jesus is saying in the Gospel of Matthew, "You are the light of the world." He says, "You are the salt of the earth." So this is not Jesus saying you are like the salt or you are like the light, but Jesus saying you are salt, you are light. It means it's a direct connection to each one of us and a direct acknowledgement of the persons that we are. So Jesus is not trying to downsize or downplay us, but rather He's trying to give us dignity, some dignity, telling us that you are not mediocre people, you are great people meant for greatness. What is this greatness that we are meant for, my dear friends? Salt. Of course, it was used by the ancient Israelites as a symbol of purity in their offerings. So, salt was a very essential ingredient in their offerings and in their sacrifices. They couldn't make a sacrifice without salt. Jesus says, "You are the salt of the earth." In this earth, which is meant to be an altar for our God, we are meant to be the essential elements of what? Of the sacrifice and offerings to God. In other way, we are essential ingredients in our honor of God, in our worship of God. There is no worship of God without us. Are our hearts inclined to our God? Are our hearts lifted up to our God? And we need to be very serious about this. And moreover, salt is something that triggers taste. However tasty your food may be, if you forget to add a bit of salt, it is worthless. It is useless. But you put the right amount of salt, it's as good as anything. That is what it means. Be salt. Be the right amount of presence in everything that gives value to you. At the same time, your presence is appreciated. Now, Jesus is literally saying to us to not be an overwhelming presence or do not be an exceedingly stingy presence, but be the right amount in your presence in the world. Provide for the people in need. Stay back from everything that is sinful. In this way, your presence is balanced. And in this way, what you do is you make life really flavored. You make life sweet. You make life worth living. Can we be that presence in this world? Okay, Jesus says you are the light of the world. You're meant to bring light to those areas which are dark, to bring God's teaching, God's wisdom into those darkened minds, to promote growth in the lives of our brothers and sisters whose lives have been stunted by darkness. We have a great and significant role to play in this world as believers, as people who follow Christ, as Christians. We have a great responsibility to this world because our very presence is meant to lift other people up. Our very presence is meant to bring the people of God up to Him. Our very presence is meant to lift the glory of God in this world. We are the salt, we are the light. A room filled with darkness in the night is not to be blamed, because it is not the problem of the room. But instead, we must ask the question, where is light? Somebody forgot fish out for days together and it became stale. And you start blaming the fish. Why is the fish stale? But let us ask the right question. Where is salt? Had it been seasoned with salt, it wouldn't have been stale. Likewise, in a world filled with impurities of all kind, where people have forgotten morality and values, and the society has degenerated, let us stop blaming the world because it has degenerated. But let us ask the question, where is the church? Ultimately, we are the salt of the earth and light of the world. Could we do anything good to our brothers and sisters? Could we do anything good for those who are in need of us? Could we be the salt and light of the earth? Think about it seriously. God bless you abundantly. Amen.